So India just landed on the south side of the moon, and everyone is making a pretty big deal out of it. Why? I'm gonna let you know in this video. Make sure to watch till the end to find out that one special resource on the moon that will allow humans to finally settle there. India's Chandrayaan 3 mission has opened up a whole new world of discovery at the moon's south pole. The United States, China and Russia are all getting ready for their upcoming mission to this unique place on the moon. Why? What is the reason behind this new race to the South Pole? Now, in order to answer that, you're going to have to imagine a place where no human-made object has ever ventured before. A few weeks ago, a small rover named Chandrayaan went on an exciting journey. It rolled down a ramp from its parent spacecraft, India's Vikram lander, and started exploring the area near the moon's south pole. This uncrewed spacecraft is truly groundbreaking. Now why? It's the first of its kind to gently land in the cold, crater-covered lunar landscape near the South Pole. And you see, in order to really understand this, we're going to have to go back in history. Back to the 1960s and 70s, the Apollo missions mainly touched down near the moon's equator during this time. But India's Chandrayaan 3 mission has taken a different route. It successfully landed about 370 miles, so that's 600 kilometers, from the lunar South Pole, closer than any other spacecraft has ever been. And now one of the goals of this mission is to expand knowledge of lunar water ice, potentially one of the moon's most valuable resources. Now first, before we understand why it's so valuable, how do we actually know there's water on the moon? The discovery of water on the moon was a long journey that began back in the 1960s, even before the first Apollo missions landed there. Scientists had theories about the possibility of water on the moon, but the samples brought back by the Apollo missions in the late 1960s and early 1970s seemed pretty dry, to say the least, and by that I mean it didn't provide any clear evidence of water. Now, fast forward to 2008, and researchers from Brown University in America decided to take another look at those lunar samples. This time, they were equipped with some advanced technology, and this is when they made a fascinating discovery. Tiny beads of volcanic glass within these samples contained hydrogen. This finding hinted at the presence of water-related elements on the moon's surface. Then, in 2009, a NASA instrument aboard the Indian Space Research Organization, also known as ISRO. It was called Chandrayaan-1 probe. This made a breakthrough. It detected actual water on the moon's surface, confirming the long-suspected presence of this precious resource. But the discoveries didn't stop there. And get this, in the same year, another NASA probe, which slammed into the moon's south pole, intentionally by the way, made a remarkable find. It discovered water ice beneath the moon's surface, hidden away in its shadowed craters. And this is pretty significant because it didn't just indicate that there was water on the moon, but that there was also reserves of water tucked below the lunar surface. And that's a lot more water than I think they had expected. Even earlier in 1998, the Lunar Prospector mission had uncovered clues that the highest concentration of water ice was located in the shadowed craters of the moon's south pole. And these discoveries have opened up new possibilities for future lunar exploration and potentially even the establishment of a lunar base where water can be used for so many things, like supporting human life. Now, how and why is water just so important? Well, scientists have a keen interest in pockets of ancient water ice on the moon for several reasons. The icy deposits could hold vital clues about lunar volcanoes, materials brought to Earth by comets and asteroids, and the origins of our own oceans. And most importantly, if we find a lot of water ice, that means, well, we have drinking water for lunar missions, which is pretty important, and cooling liquid to help regulate the temperature of equipment. But it just doesn't stop there. Water ice could be converted into hydrogen for fuel and oxygen for breathing. Now, this will support missions to Mars or even lunar mining operations, and companies are doing this, like iSpace, a Japanese company. Now, on the topic of lunar mining, what does space law say about this? And yes, we have a whole organization set up to deal with the moon. It's called the United Nations Office of Outer Space, and in 1967, United Nations Outer Space Treaty banned any nation from claiming ownership of the moon. But interestingly, it doesn't include provisions that would hinder commercial operations in lunar resource utilization. In this context, the United States took a lead in the creation of a framework known as the Artemis Accords, designed to establish a principle for moon exploration and the responsible use of its resources. And at the moment, 27 nations have signed these accords, although notable absences include China and Russia, which could be. More than half a century after the Apollo missions, we're not merely returning to the moon. We're embarking on a groundbreaking mission to its unique South Pole. And this will usher in a new era of deep space exploration. These polar regions offer striking features that present opportunities, right? Opportunities for long-term scientific discovery. While landing, survival, and working in these conditions can be challenging and pretty dangerous, the Artemis program is all about getting prepared to overcome these challenges. And this could just lead to some of the most profound discoveries of the 21st century. And finally, a human settlement on the moon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment below your thoughts on the human settling on the moon. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay safe, and hopefully one day I will see you on the moon.